The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Congressman Ron Paul with us. We'll be posting this interview in full at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. He joins us to give us an update on his wife, Carol, wonderful person we're all praying for, then the Russia-Georgia situation, the economy, and the upcoming police state situation with the microwave guns, the secret FEMA camp now exposed in Denver. We've got him for one segment because he's obviously got to be there at the hospital in South Texas with his wife, Carol. Congressman, thank you for breaking your silence after the last week of your wife being so ill here on this radio show. Thank you for joining us.
Well, it's good to be back with you, and I feel a lot better, even though we had some tough days. She was on a breathing machine for 12 days, and she got off the machine yesterday, and they got her out of bed yesterday. So I'm feeling a lot better, and I appreciate everybody's concerns.
Well, you're a medical doctor, but for those that don't know, getting someone off a respirator and getting them up, this is huge news.
Yes, it is. It's a big, big step, and you can imagine what it's like to lie flat on your back for 12 days. One thing she said was, "Wow, I'm weak." So, but she's doing well.
Well, I've talked to people that have been on respirators. It's also very painful to have it pushing your lungs full. And
yeah.
Wow, she's a trooper. Well, I'm sure the prayers had a great effect, and folks, keep those prayers up. Now, to kill any rumors, you are currently going to be at the big rally for the Republic with Jesse Ventura and all these huge musical guests. You're going to be there, barring some turn for the worse.
That is right, and things are looking better there for a couple of days. I didn't know what I could do or would do if she were like that, but she isn't. She's getting better, and she'd want me to be there, so I have all the plans. I've been talking to staff more now about the details of the schedule, and it's all coming together. And throughout the campaign, I was worried about the rally. Some days we only had 3 days to put things together, and yet the people always showed up. So I'm optimistic that the people are going to show up. You want to see your crowd, and you want to fill it, because, if it's slightly less full than it could be, then the media say, they didn't show up.
Well, I mean, you don't have a lot
sort of thing.
There's 14,000 tickets. I mean, you don't have many more to sell here, do you?
No, a couple thousand, and we're going to probably get the students come back into town that day. I think September 1st. And that's where we get a lot of support. You know how many young people have joined us.
Yes.
I think the young people, when they come back to town and realize that there's still some standing room positions, they're going to come.
Well, there's no doubt that it's going to oversell. It's going to be a barn burner, and people always wait to the last minute. Ladies and gentlemen, a week and a half out, they've only got about 20% or 15% of the tickets left. You're not going to get them if you don't buy them very, very soon. And before the congressman leaves us, we'll tell you where to get those tickets. Now, let's get into the really big issues here. You have been talking about how the West has been encircling Russia, moving weapons systems in, the neocons, Israel, NATO moving advisors in, clearly ordering the sneak attack. That's now come out. The media spinning it, saying that Russia attacked. Total contempt for the public and the facts. Can you give us your geopolitical analysis, Congressman, on what we're looking at here with Georgia and now the Russian ambassadors kicked out of NATO this morning, according to the Associated Press?
Well, I think this is a good example of why we argue the case for non-intervention. We are in places where we shouldn't be, and it just leads to a lot of problems. But also, it shows you how the two parties are just thinking exactly alike. Both McCain and Obama says the same thing. Send them more money. Send them more support. Send them troops if necessary. And being very aggressive. And that to me is just so typical of the problems that we face. And you were right in your opening statement there that it was the Georgians that started the military attack. And yet, when you think about what's happened in the last week or so from the media, how many reports have we heard even suggest that maybe there was a balanced position on this? It was 100%, essentially, said, it was all the Russians' fault. And all they should start thinking about is how would we react if the Russians were in Mexico stirring up trouble on the borders and claiming New Mexico as part of Mexico? You know, something like that. We'd be livid and infuriated, and yet we are butting against the boundaries all around the Soviets. We're taking that oil from the Caspian Sea and running it through Georgia, and we have a puppet government there. And these are the unintended consequences, maybe intended by some people, who knows. But it's about oil, and it's about our empire, and it's about the establishment running roughshod over the American people.
What do you think the New World Order crowd, because it's not just the neocons, NATO's behind it, Israel, their foreign minister and their defense minister are not even Georgians, and Israel bragged in Harad